is enough, and it's time for a change.
It is Sunday, and you're listening to the Sunday Segue Wrestling Podcast.
Give me a hell yeah! Get some man!
Ooh, yeah!
With Kinny, Killa.
Hey yo!
We're in the big D tonight, baby, and we are live! Woo!
I'm the gal them sugar shook.
The best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be! Cause that's the bottom line! Cause Stone Cold said so!
Hello everyone and welcome to the Sunday Segue Wrestling Podcast. It is Sunday, it's episode 71 and I am the man of the hour, too sweet to be sour, the one man with no Instagram, Kinny Killa. Now as usual, I'm always kicking it with the hashtag tech guy, the Galdem Sugar Shugs. You know, it was my turn to be absent last week, it's his turn this week, so you know, he's out getting wasted, so he's not here today, but I do have some lovely guests on the show today. We have the Queen of the Hills since day one, the crazy Cardiff chick, that's right, it's Roxxi.
Sup guys?
And also, we have one of my favourite geezers out there, that's right, it's Billy, the Mark Johnson.
Hello everybody!
Well, we were meant to have Chad be Broughton all the way from stateside, but he will be coming on soon, so we just gotta wait for that and he'll jump on board later. So, Billy, how's your weekend been, bruv?
It's been good, mate. It's working hard and nice to have a day off for once.
Well, it's all about getting that paper, man. You got to stack them peas.
Oh yeah. They don't stack up that that high anymore. But
oh man, yeah. I tell you what, it's because we have to pay those gimmicks we call bills.
Oh, mate, there's too many gimmicks that come through the door these days.
Gimmicks that you don't even know you had.
Oh, tell me about it, mate.
Oh man, Roxxi, how you been?
Not too bad. I'm a bit ill, but I'm still in good spirits. It's been a hard week, man. I've done like 60 hours between Saturday and Saturday, so I'm just like, ugh.
Jeez, grafting away.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Oh man. Well, hopefully you get a nice fat paycheck at the end of it, you know. So fingers crossed with that one. I just want to state right now that I am a newly second time father. A daughter was born yesterday, Princess Kida. That's right, my daughter. She was born yesterday, 5 pounds. Born at 8 o'clock a.m. yesterday. So I'm knackered. She's still in the hospital, but this show is dedicated to my wonderful daughter. I'm just overwhelmed. Shit, I'm gonna start crying in a minute.
Oh, congratulations, Kinny.
Thanks, but yeah.
Congrats, Kinny.
Kida Miyako Chinangwa, she is here. New wrestling fan. That's right, she's gonna be future Divas champion. No, I'm gonna say future women's champion, man. Bun the Divas. Anyway, let's kick on with the show. So people, make sure you can follow us on Twitter. It's at Sunday Segue. Segue spelled SEGUE. Also, you can email us at sundaysegue at gmail.com. Please like us on Facebook. You can also subscribe to our YouTube channel. Rate us on iTunes, please, people. We need to know where we at. Also, you can listen to us on Podomatic, Stitcher Radio, Mixcloud, and don't forget to download that Double Twist player. And also, we have the Sunday Segue Wrestling app. That's apps.appmakr.com. Please search Sunday Segue. Download that to your Android or your iPhones, people. Okay? So, time for the shout-outs. All you guys, you know the deal. If I can't fit you all in, sorry about your damn luck. So I'll get you all in next week. So, shout-outs to it's OCW Newsline, Ryan the Dandy Guy, there's Crystal tags in, Matthew Britton, Megan B, Connor, Ren 99, Joshua Lee Thompson, the Architect, who we got at WWE Forever. We got, who else we got? We got Wrestling News Depot, we got the Wrestling Talk Show, we also got Lindsey Barnes. I also want to give a shout out to MS Flyer Haywire, that's it, he's an independent pro wrestler, Chris Mullins, and the last shout out to John Clarkson. You know who you are, boy. Alright, Roxxi, any shout outs?
I just want to say a massive shout out to my boy James. You can follow him on Twitter at JX2001. He's my partner in crime on Offshoot Radio. You can follow that at Offshoot Radio on Twitter as well. And I just want to say a massive hello to James Powers. You can follow him. He is at James Powers 33. And of course, my wonderful fiance, who is still in bed right now. You can follow him at Big Evil 93 on Twitter.
Big Evil Chris. All right. Any shout-outs for you, Billy?
I suppose I would go with Mr. M. Cook and James Powers.
Okay, I also want to give a little shout-out to Steve Dawson. He was in my neck of the woods again for the second weekend in a row. This weekend, he was out there. I think he was doing a stag do or something, so I know he enjoys my neck of the woods. So shout-out to Steve Dawson. Also, shout-out to the Bingers, buddy. That's right, King Bingers. He hopefully, he's going to be on the show soon, throwing them Bingers biscuits all around the shop. I want to give a shout out to our partners in crime, our sponsors. That's right, Max Wrestling Magazine. Make sure you check them out. The latest issue, next issue in August is going to be with none other. Our interview with Adam Cole. That's it, former RAH World Champion. Also, please shout out to Wrestling News Source. That's right, Richard Hughes, Vicky Earls, all of them up there. Want to give you a shout out. We usually do our impressions, but Chad B. Rotten Broughton isn't here yet, so when he comes on, I will make sure that we get those in. All right. So let's just crack on. Let's get into Raw. No messing about. So, Roxxi, we start Raw with Cena this week. But in his promo, kind of two-sided. We started with the lame-ass, kiss-ass Cena promo. To a passionate Cena promo. So, what was your thoughts on his delivery this week?
I mean, John Cena, as much as I can't stand the guy, he can cut a promo, but like you said, it's lame now. It's just so child-orientated. Not that there's anything wrong with that, because, children are the WWE's biggest fan base, but I'm sick of seeing him. I just wish he would go away.
Yeah, a lot of us do. I can't help but respect him in some regards, but when it comes to things like this, it's just a bit, it's just too much, man. It's 2014, switch it up a bit. Billy, Heyman comes out, cuts his amazing, long, detailed promo. What was your take on it?
Well, Paul Heyman just coming out and showing John Cena how to cut a proper promo.
Oh man, and what, is there another wrestler though in WWE right now that would be a good fit for Heyman to be with?
I would have said Cesaro, but they've got rid of that. That would be the only name that would really come to mind.
So you don't reckon there's anyone in NXT or anything like that that could benefit from Heyman and actually do well with working with Heyman?
Well, I suppose someone like the Ascension could probably do with him, maybe.
Yeah, get a tag team under his belt. That would be interesting.
Maybe it'll push the tag team division as well.
Roxxi, the ECW champ, what was that all about?
Oh, I have no idea. It was just I was just what the hell? I didn't actually watch it live, and I watched like little snippets of replays, and I was just looking at it, just going, the fuck? I was just so lost. I just didn't understand what the hell was going on. I mean, what did you think about it? I was just like...
So monotone. ECW. EC. I was like, Cena, it's not built for you to be saying that, bruv. It's just not... It's probably exactly the same as if, old school Harvey Whippleman was saying it. It's just it just doesn't make sense. It doesn't fit together. But Billy, Cesaro comes out, hugs Heyman. Then he proceeds to rip on Cena and challenge him, which was nice. What did you think of the way Cesaro handled Cena here?
What, the match?
No, just that bit when he came out and he challenged Cena.
The promo, yeah. It was okay, There's nothing great about it. I didn't think much of it, to be perfectly honest with you, Kenny.
Okay, well, if we flip the script here, what's your views on where Cesaro is at the moment, right now?
I'm a bit disappointed that they haven't done much with him since WrestleMania. I'd like to see them do a little bit more with him, but obviously the internet's saying this is going to be a slow burn for him and Paul Heyman, and it's going to lead to a feud with Lesnar. So.
Okay. All right. Well, with Cesaro coming out, challenges Cena, we then go to a match, impromptu match between Cena and Cesaro. So, Roxxi, when they start, talking about wrestling, did you instantly think that we would get a good match like this?
Well, yeah, I mean, it's not very often, like, you hear them referring to things like as wrestling, and it's like, I don't know, like, John Cena and Cesaro, I think it was, it was a given that, it was a good match, to be fair, but, I don't know, like, with Cesaro, I think you knew he was going to lose because they're trying to make, Cena look as strong as, he can be right now with the upcoming bout with Brock Lesnar, and it was just like, I don't know, attitude adjustment off the top rope, what the fuck? Wasn't expecting that one, that was a little bit different.
That was nice, that was really, really nice. And Billy, what was your thoughts on the match? Because, I mean, we saw great chemistry here, we saw some good moves, I mean, Cena, monkey flip, big swing, counter, cloverleaf, ankle lock submission, to name a few,
They did absolutely everything that they possibly could do in the match. I enjoyed the match. I didn't think it was as good as their one in February.
Oh, no, I agree with you there. Definitely agree with you there.
I think you could hear them like loudly speaking to one another, which sort of peed me off, to be perfectly honest.
That's starting to happen a lot more. I mean, it's a given. The Divas do it anyway. It's a given, but I mean, it is starting to happen way too much.
You shouldn't be hearing your WWE champion like calling spots to the other guy. That's not good, man.
I know. Oh man, it's just like we hear his uppercut.
I know, and then they go ahead and do it. It's just killing the disbelief, man.
That's one for Botchamania. Oh,
exactly.
All right, guys. Chad B. Broughton. He will be on the air in a matter of minutes. He is just entered the building in his yard, so don't worry, he'll be coming soon. Right, so let's move on to the next segment, alright? Paige and AJ promo. Holy shit. Billy, more confusing dialogue here, more confusing altercations. Why is this... like, why is this so weird? Like, when on paper it should be so good.
They're not giving them time to go out there and just have a wrestling match. You don't want to hear them just keep jabbering on and doing a crap storyline when everyone's chanting CM Punk in the background.
Oh man, that definitely doesn't help. I mean, do you think they would kind of release AJ because of something like that, though?
No, I don't think they would. I think they're trying to look after her more than anything to try and get Punk back, but I don't think that's going to happen.
No. From what Punk's saying, he's just far off the mark right now.
He's gone, mate. He's retired.
He's dusted out, man. I think he would come back, but I think it will take years for him to come back. And just imagine the reception.
Yeah, I could imagine the reception is going to be pretty big. I'd like to see him back in ROH, but I think that's just a pipe dream.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, who's CM Punk?
Well said, Roxxi. Well said.
I like that. Well, I'm coming to you now, Rox. We have a great amount of women wrestlers in NXT who are doing great stuff. So why do you think that they have not kind of pulled the trigger yet with them?
Well, I think that this is the problem. See, the whole AJ and Paige thing should be better than what it is. There's a lot of bad writing here. I mean, the thing is, I think people actually want there to be good chemistry between these two, but there's not. And I think they called Paige up too early. I think even though everybody wanted to see it happen, I think Paige still needs a lot of development in there. Whereas, Ric Flair's daughter, she's pretty decent. I'd like to see her come up. And it's kind of like, I don't know. I just feel that there could have been people better fitted for being called up to the main roster now than Paige. I still think she's got a lot of work to do. I'm a massive fan, but the creases need to be ironed out.
I like that. The creases need to be ironed out. Yeah, I mean, they're working with Sarah Del Rey at the moment, and she's obviously doing a number of them. I mean, I've been seeing a new women's wrestler, Becky Lynch. She's, she may be new to us, but out there, she's been wrestling for ages out in the independents, and she's looking good. We've just got a few good characters out there, but I suppose the problem with NXT at the moment is they're being too gimmicky. Billy, I love the vaudevillains. Absolutely, I just love the whole super gimmicky about it and their song, just unaided English and Simon Gotch. I love that, but that kind of thing, though, it wouldn't really make it on the roster, would it?
No, it might in 1995, but not 2014.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So I am about to get online right now with Chad Broughton. Here we go. Let's call this fella in. See if he answers. Chad B. Rotten, you there, brother?
Yes, sir.
Oh shit. He is here, people. That's right. It is Chad Broughton. All right. Oh, I can see you there, brother. All right, Billy, you there?
I'm there.
Yes, sir.
Roxy, you here?
Oh, I'm here.
All right, here we go. So, everyone, welcome to the show. Chad B. Rotten Broughton. How you doing, Chad?
All right, man. How about yourself?
I am good. Glad to have you on the show. Chad,
Happy to be here.
I'd like you to meet Billy and Roxy.
Hello.
How you
Hi.
doing? Nice to meet you.
All right. Roxy, Billy, can you see Chad?
No.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay, cool, because I can see him as well. All right, there we go. So, Chad, you've come in at the right time. We're talking about Raw. Right about now, what we're doing is we're going to go on to our segment 4, which is the Authority and the Chris Jericho promo. So I'll come to you first, Chad. You know, Triple H decides to cut a promo on the crowd. You know, Triple H kind of, wants to do this thing quite a lot. I mean, what do you think of Triple H's delivery? Because 75% of his promos seem to be towards the WWE Universe.
Yeah, they are, but right now I have to agree with them just because Triple H is one of the greatest ever, in my opinion, at getting heel heat from the crowd, and that's what he's doing right now. And I think they have all their storylines, especially with Brie and Steph, is directed towards the crowd as well. Getting them, we have to hate those two to care about the feuds that are going on that they're building right now. That went for the Daniel Bryan feud as well as this feud. So honestly, I like what he's doing right now with that. I thought he was hilarious. To me, I am a Triple H mark, but still, in an unbiased thing, it was entertaining. He's adding comedy into it, which he hadn't done in a while. So it's keeping me entertained, and I am enjoying what he's doing right now.
Okay. Billy, what was the point of this segment, though? Was it actually needed?
No, they didn't really need it, did they? But I think they just to throw. Oh no, sorry, reading the wrong notes again. No, they didn't really need it, did they? It was a bit of a pointless angle, but it got the heel heat up on the Authority, so it was a good angle to do, maybe.
Roxy did a bit of a throwback there with Chris Jericho kind of targeting Steph, which was kind of nice to see. But in 2014, does it kind of carry over?
Yeah, I mean, it was nice to see Jericho. He was like, what did he sing? He sung like something from that
Bad
show,
Boys.
Cops. Yeah, and I was just like,
yeah.
I was like, oh my god, this is funny. And he was like, oh, orange is the new black. It's perfectly acceptable to be a jailbird. And I was just like, I just thought it was really good. It was nice to see Jericho in that kind of frame of mind. It just reminded me of when he was younger, It was good. I mean, the promo itself was pretty decent from what I've, seen recently, because some of the Authority's promos have been quite boring, but I was actually quite engaged, quite interested, It was pretty cool.
Okay. All right, let's move on to the next segment. The Miz and Rybaxel versus Ziggler and the Usos. Now, I mean, Roxy, decent standard match with these guys, but the Usos got a massive pop, and it just shows that how far they've come from being with Tamina, and then now look at them, they're the WWE Tag Team Champions with a nice fan base through performances.
Yeah, it's so nice to actually see the Usos getting the recognition that they deserve. I mean, I've never been a massive fan, but I've always appreciated everything that they've done. I think when I went to Raw and SmackDown back in 2012 in London, I think I've seen them wrestle about 4 or 5 times because, they're hard workers, they're dedicated to, the WWE and, the legacy that goes along with, that runs alongside their family. And I think that it's great that they're actually picking up a fan base now, and the fact that the titles, it's just great, just so great to see them.
Is someone doing a drive-by in the background?
Yeah, I know.
All right, well, Bill, the Miz subtle change, has worked well for him, but Rybaxel, is it time to just split them up and do something with Ryback and just get rid of Michael McGillicuddy, whatever you want to call him?
I'd keep Michael McGillicuddy around. He's an all right hand. They're not the best tag team in the world. Don't get me wrong, and I'm not thinking that they're ever going to get a tag team title shot. So, yeah, I'd keep them around.
I mean, we just obviously, if you listen to the show, you know we call Michael McGillicuddy, Curtis Axel, the driest lunch out there, But like this guy, man, he just needs to do something. And right about now, what they're doing with Ryback and the cap and all of that shit, trying to look the same, it kind of bugs me a bit. But let's get onto the Miz, Chad. Let's get onto the Miz, right? Now, you're a lover of NXT just like myself. Obviously, you've got your show now. The Miz is blatantly stealing shit off of Tyler Breeze. Now, if Tyler Breeze comes up, Houston, we have a problem.
Yeah, I agree. I've said this on my show, Talking NXT on TRN, that he did kind of steal this from Tyler Breeze. He's done something similar before. This has been done before in the past, the Don't Hit My Face. If you recall, Shawn Michaels versus Rick the Model Martel at SummerSlam, the one in England, I believe.
Yeah,
Was it 92?
Yeah.
They didn't want to hit each other in the face, that whole deal. So I've said this before, this could screw Tyler Breeze coming up, and if he does, he might have to change his gimmick, which they like to do in NXT first. Or it could give him a way to come up as either like the Shawn Michaels, Rick Martel angle, or they're a team. I don't know, but I think it could hurt him.
Okay. All right, so let's move on to the next segment now. Segment 6, we got R-Truth versus that lizard-looking motherfucker, Bo Dallas. But this guy, right, Shugs loves this guy. I cannot stand him. I cannot stand this guy. And you know what? I've busted a rant on him before, and I'm actually going to go through the show without busting a rant, because my daughter's just been born, and right about now, I can't be ranting, with my newborn daughter here now. I got to be happy, so I can't be ranting right about now. So, Bo Dallas has escaped to rant. He might get one next week. We'll see what happens on Raw. But, really, the streak is no more. That lizard-looking motherfucker can finally just shut up, right? But, on a real, though, on a real, why do you think that they decided to go with this now, though?
Well, as in the two-faced Bo Dallas?
Yeah, I mean, in terms of kind of ending the streak.
Well, he didn't really need it, did he? Because Rusev's got the undefeated gimmick at the minute. So, yeah, I can see why they've made him lose, but I can't understand why they've had him lose to R-Truth.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I was gonna go. I was gonna ask Chad that. Could they have carried on with the streak longer and maybe have him lose to someone better to make a feud with?
I personally think so. I don't think R-Truth was the right person myself. I would have rather seen him gone through R-Truth first and then maybe the next one. I don't think the streak needed to keep going. JBL was really the only one making a big deal out of it, and that was more of a comedy bit, really. Personally, I love Bo Dallas. He's a parody of John Cena when you think about it. And I'm hoping one day we get a feud between those two. I think Bo is hilarious. What he did as Mr. NXT on NXT and they carried him out was absolutely hysterical.
That was amazing.
So I like him, but I do think that it needed to end. Like you said, Rusev is the one that, even though Rusev technically is lost now by disqualification, and on NXT he lost as well technically, but he's still being dominant and hasn't lost by pinfall or submission. So that's the one we need to focus on right now.
Yeah. I mean, it's Bo Dallas. Like, I do like the gimmick. Don't get me wrong. I like the gimmick. It's all good until he hits the ropes and he gets in that ring and he is atrocious in he's not atrocious, but you got the Stratusfaction as your finisher. That's it. Like, that just counts you out. But Roxxi, I mean, looking at this now and kind of looking at R-Truth, it's like there's no point with this because no one gets the rub, really. No one, what happens from this? Obviously, out of this came, a more kind of visual heel turn, I suppose, from Bo Dallas.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't really make any sense, the fact that, Bo Dallas lost to R-Truth. I was just hoping for it to, go on and be something a lot better than what it was. Because, I mean, what was the last major thing that R-Truth did? It's I don't know whether they're building up to, like, some sort of very small rivalry as, like, an undercard, like SummerSlam or what, but it just didn't make sense. But, it's okay. I'm pretty sure Bo Dallas can come back from this. All he has to do is believe.
I knew that was going to come somewhere.
Yeah, it had to eventually.
Yeah. All right, let's move on now. Let's move on to Rusev and the Swagger promo, actually. Chad, more promo gold from Lana and Uncle Zebekiah. has the affiliation to real life events kind of stunted people's interest in this feud?
Yeah, I'm not really sure about that one. It's kind of over here in the United States. It's kind of mixed feelings. Some people think it should be carried on, and some people think it needed to be ended. It's about split, you know. They've done it before. It's a different era now, and I don't know how serious and how much of the reality era they want to pull from reality. I don't know. That's a touchy subject, honestly. Now, I've heard in your all's part of the world, I've talked to a couple people from Ireland who are actually behind Rusev in this one because of different issues politically that we're not told over here in the United States, I guess to say. So it's a tricky subject, honestly.
I mean, when I look at it, so I just look at it like this, right? They're talking about Russia, right? And they've got Lana, who's American, and then they got Rusev, who's from Bulgaria. They're not the same place. It's two different places, right? So why should you give a shit about Russia when even if you reside, if you're getting billed from Russia and you now reside in Russia or whatever, your home is Bulgaria. So who gives two fucks about what is happening in Russia?
Right.
Obviously, they're trying to, you know, portray this thing, or you know, with the Vladimir Putin and blah blah blah, and playing on, you know, world events and so on and so on. But they need to watch out because it can only kind of go so far. But Roxxi, how key is it for the WWE to make sure not only Rusev but Swagger also comes out of this feud looking like $1 million, so that they can kind of move on with other feuds?
Well, this is the thing, Sears, is like you said, with the things that are going on, you know, current world events, I hate to admit it, like, when I first seen the Swagger and Rusev feud going on, I thought it was great because Swagger's been in the background for quite some time now, and, you know, to, you know, make him come across as, you know, a real American but in a face light, I thought was a genius idea. But, you know, you can't control what goes on in the world, and, you know, as soon as I heard the WWE ran with the gimmick around about the same time that all that stuff got touchy-feely, I got a little bit offended by it. I was like, whoa, WWE, I'm not being funny. You should have, like, just dropped the gimmick for the time being. But in the same breath, I think the only way that you're going to get Swagger to come out looking good in this is if they still run with the gimmick and they offend people, because that's the only way you're going to get the real American coming out on top, if you see what I mean.
Yeah,
so
no,
it's...
Agreed. I like, personally, if I could add real quick, I like Jack Swagger myself. I always have. Zeb Coulter has said many a times that Jack Swagger has not reached his full potential yet. I don't know if he ever will, but I do like Swagger, and I really want him to come out strong. And I think they played this rivalry perfect so far in that neither guy looks weak, and they've gone over on each other, but in disqualifications and countouts, so nobody looks weak. So I just wanted to throw that in really quick.
Yeah, no, that's cool, man, because I like Swagger too. He's a super athlete, and I think if he's got a nice moveset, it's just, I don't know what it is, so something's not clicking, and I do hope that they kind of find something for him. I mean, you know, WWE love the gimmick business, and sometimes, you know, you just need guys just to be real. You just need guys just to be themselves, you know, extensions of themselves, and see what happens. You know, and if they can't run with that well, and they don't have a good personality, then fair enough. But if they do, just let them show it, you know. Billy, you want to add anything to this, brother?
No, I'm quite all right.
Okay. All right, let's move on. I'm not talking about Sandow versus Rose, right? I'm not talking about Sandow.
Oh,
like,
thank you.
I can't. Yeah, I mean, Shugs likes to talk about Sandow, but these little things he's doing, fair enough. He's grabbing it and he's doing whatever he can with it because that's all he can do right now. But fucking hell, man, just allow it, man. And Rose, sorry about your down luck, son, because right about now, they got problems with you, and it's because of Kevin the fucking Dick Dunn. I don't like that guy. Like, he just likes to fuck shit up. But here we go. Anyway, let's go on to segment 8, which was Reigns versus Kane and the, you know, whole Orton beatdown. Now, I know for a fact when Shugs heard this shit and he heard that it was going to be Reigns versus Kane, he probably drop kicked the TV set, because I know for a fact, yeah, that he said week in and week out, these two do not need to be fighting each other because it would be atrocious. But lo and behold, you know, Billy, how important was this though, to have, you know, Orton come out and just kind of just take us away from potentially seeing this shit match?
Well, the Japanese table decided to strike, didn't it, really? That's the only thing that I can say about that whole angle.
Oh man, but Chad, you know, seeing Orton like this, it's kind of refreshing because, you know, he's been boring and kind of robotic for a long time now. How important is it for him to kind of carry on this way to prolong his career and not be stale?
Huge in my opinion. I'm a Randy Orton mark just because I was a Triple H mark, and with Evolution I carried on, and I have been bored with him. He has been dry as heck. His championship run was awful. They made him look weak throughout that thing. This is the Randy Orton. I said this on Twitter Monday night. This is the Randy Orton I have been waiting for. This is the Viper coming back. He's coiling up again and being that conniving, backstabbing. This is what he needs to move forward.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I've said week in and week out, what is happening to people just fucking people up? Mm-hmm. No explanation. Just fuck them up. And then get guys to ask what the reasons was and just go up to the announcer, pick up the mic drop, and walk away. Heel tactics. Just heel tactics. And then maybe the week after you have the explanation, blah, 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 and then you get breaking up by, you know, the opponent or whatever. But you just need, this just speaks 1,000 words, Roxxi. This guy just came out, didn't, you know, he just fucked up Reigns, talking in his ear, decided to obviously try and break the table, yada, yada, yada. He just stepped up, you know, a mark. And obviously this is kind of fueling towards the kind of SummerSlam match for them to, you know, what do you reckon the outcome of that SummerSlam match would be? Do you reckon it would be a decent match, obviously with Randy Orton probably calling it?
Well, to be quite fair, I mean, the fact that Randy Orton seems to be running at like 100% of what he's potentially capable of, because past few years with Randy Orton, he's become quite stale, quite boring to watch. The gimmick has been a little bit lapsed. You know, he hasn't been sharp and on point as what I grew up watching him doing. And the fact that he came out on Monday night and he did all of this twisted fucking shit and, you know, whispering in his ear and all that jazz, I was like, oh yeah, this is going to be quite a decent match. Although I don't know if Randy Orton can capitalize. I think it might be Reigns' night because there'd be no point in, you know, holding Reigns back from, you know, what he's, you know, set out to do in the WWE. But it's nice to see a return from Randy Orton running the way that he is. It's good.
Yeah, I love it. All right, let's move on now. Because I'm definitely not talking about Diego versus Fandango. Definitely not, right? Because Fandango is just fucked up. And it's nice that all these people are kind of getting their little, you know, storylines and so on and so on. But who's that catering to? Because it's certainly not me, and it's certainly not the kids. So it's just kind of just in the air, you know. But
the roster's thin. That's why they're doing it, I think. Mm-hmm. It's just, you know, filling up TV time instead of taking us to another break.
Give him a new gimmick, though. I mean, he's got some skills in the ring that could at least be an upper, lower card, you know, talent to me. I think they can give him something. I mean, Johnny Curtis, he wasn't that bad. So
yeah, I mean, he's improved in the ring a lot.
Yeah, I just think we need to get away from the 80s cartoonish gimmicks and, like you said, get back to real fighters, in my opinion.
Agreed.
Yeah. And I don't really want to talk much about Alicia Fox and Cameron versus Naomi and Natalia. It's just like, oh man.
Who cares?
Exactly. In the words of Cameron, girl bye. All right, let's move on. Segment 9, Jericho versus Rollins. Now, I mean, Roxxi, how nice was it to see another fresh match here, man? I mean, what did you think of it?
I thought it was actually pretty decent. I mean, I've never been, when the Shield came out, I was never like a Seth Rollins fan. I always favoured Ambrose first, Reigns second, and I always doubted Seth Rollins, but he really, really held his own. And the good thing with bringing Chris Jericho back is that he always gets the people that need to be over. You know, he holds his own in the match so well. I actually thought it was pretty decent. I enjoyed it.
Okay. And Chad, do you think Rollins could end up maybe getting tangled and, you know, kind of with the briefcase like Ziggler and Sandow did?
I'm thinking he might not. You know, he might lose the briefcase to Ambrose. They might decide to go that route because Ambrose has been getting over like crazy. He's been getting some of the biggest pops in WWE, but I'm almost expecting him to hold it till Mania and maybe cash in that night on Reigns and not get it. If Reigns wins the title and he cashes in on Reigns, I do not see Seth Rollins winning the title when he cashes in. He could be the third one to lose.
Okay. And Billy, no Ambrose on the show. Was that the right thing to do?
Yeah, hold him off television for as long as possible.
Yeah, because I sense that you're saying that because you feel it might get stale.
Yeah, mate. Just slow burn it, in my opinion.
Yep. Can I add something really quick to that?
Go for it.
They just need to do that more often. I think I've been vocal about this. I don't think everybody needs to be on TV every week, including the champion. In the 80s, Hulk Hogan would cut one promo. They'd show that one promo for 3 months, So, in my opinion, they do this more often with a lot of people, honestly.
It's funny because quite a lot of people share the same view. I mean, I've been listening to live audio wrestling, and Court Bauer and John Pollock. They say the same thing. It's just you don't have to have these guys on TV all the time. And if you look at in terms of the UK, okay, when WWE come over, we love it. We fill out the stadiums or fill out the arenas and whatever, because we are not over exposed to the product, So
exactly.
we appreciate it. So it could work exactly the same, Chad. Like what they did, like what you said, and they don't have the champions on all the time because we want to see them more, and you will get bigger reactions. Like imagine when Daniel Bryan comes back from his injury and they keep him off TV and he comes back, he gets a massive pop. All right, let's go on to the final segment now, which is Steph and Brie promo. Chad, have these two done enough to spark your interest in it?
Slightly, but I don't like Brie Bella myself. She's one of the worst actors to ever be in the WWE, in my opinion. So that alone, it's kind of like John Cena. She fucking kills promos. But the thing is, though, Steph is good enough to carry that and more. Steph is becoming as good as her father at his height in the Attitude Era against Austin. So because of Steph, and I come from the Attitude Era, I've been watching wrestling since 1989 at WrestleMania 5. So I've seen a lot, and like I said with Triple H, she's great at building heat, and that alone has kept me in it. But Brie needs to pick it up a little bit, honestly.
Yeah, man, her whole tone is just completely wrong. I just don't. It's just not fit for what she's trying to do. But Billy, how important will Steph's on-air character, be going forward? Because she has added something great to the show, something so different, just like Chad said. And all of these heels, they should be getting some advice from her on how to be a heel.
Exactly. At the end of the day, Stephanie is the best heel they've got on the roster, and she lets herself, be put in these situations where she gets her comeuppance all the time. So that's a good thing.
Yeah, definitely. That's what's best for business.
Exactly.
I mean, she's better than Triple H, man. Oh God, think of Vicky Guerrero, yeah? The heel heat she got just by saying excuse me. Steph is getting that stuff now. And Roxxi, the slap at the end. Oh man, how good was that?
Holy shit, it was heels all around the world. It was just like, it was amazing. Like, even I am interested in this feud. I never thought that I would be, but I was just like, I want to know what happens next. I want to have a massive bitch fest. And she just looked like Stephanie. She just pulls off evil so easily and so well. It's brilliant. It's just so nice to see her just getting in there and gritting her teeth like she's going to fuck shit up. It's brilliant. I love it. Great.
Does anyone want to add anything else about Raw before we go into other things?
I'm glad Ziggler won.
Yeah, that's one of them. I don't like how the Rollins Jericho match ended. I don't really like matches ending that way. And with Jericho, really quick with the Bray Wyatt thing, I'm glad he went over on Bray Wyatt. Like, that needed to happen, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Bray's a funny one. Bray's a funny one for me right now because I'm just loving Luke Harper. And for me, Luke Harper is just stepping his game up while Bray Wyatt is samey on the mic now, samey in the ring, and Harper's just doing some neck shit. So, keep that going. All right, so that's the end of Raw, people. So let's go into your Raw rating. So, Billy, please give me your Raw rating.
I'm going to be a bit harsh. I'm going to give you a 4 out of 10.
Okay. Chad, your Raw rating, please.
Yes, sir. I guess we go out of 10 here. I'm going to have to give it a 3.5 right now.
Woo!
Yeah. I'm really harsh on this. The last few weeks I've said are lackluster, so.
Okay. Roxxi?
I'm going to be nice. I'm going to say mediocre, middle of the road, 5.
5. Okay, that's some low scores, but I mean, it's building up to SummerSlam, and it just hasn't done it so far. So
It'll get better.
Yeah. Hopefully, fingers crossed. All right, so let's go on to the Raw feedback right about now. Let's see who's been messaging us on the Facebook. All right, so we've only got 2. We've got the Cookie Cutter podcast himself, Michael Cook. He says, Cena and Heyman promos were very strong, and I liked how Cena was not telling stupid, unfunny jokes. Nice to see an old school Jericho Triple H Steph segment. Jericho at his best here, but he shouldn't be the one demanding a rematch with Wyatt. Jericho beat him in the first match, so we have no reason for the match at SummerSlam. Bo Dallas getting his first loss to R-Truth was bullshit, but unlike The Undertaker, Bo Dallas will keep going and get another winning streak under his belt. I really enjoyed the Steph versus Brie segment, even if it was badly acted by Mrs. Danielson. Good build up for this match, but I wonder if the crowd at SummerSlam will turn on Brie and cheer Stephanie McMahon's return into wrestling action. Good show and build for SummerSlam. Rating 7.5 out of 10. And then last but definitely not least, we have Master of the Top Rope Elbow, Steve Dawson. Excellent Cena Heyman promo followed with a match which was just as good. Enjoyed the build for this so far. Wish they would firmly establish Paige as a heel. What's the point of her going back to acting like a face? Want to see her tear some shit up. Jericho taking the piss out of Steph was great. A real nostalgia trip back to 2000 and 2001. Gutted the streak is over. Why end it in 30-second match to Truth? Wasted opportunity. When Truth won, my face was like the black dude at WrestleMania when Taker lost. Interested to see where Bo Dallas goes from here. Orton's beatdown on Reigns was great. Most character he's shown in a long time. Hopefully they can put on a good match at SummerSlam. Diego versus Fandango was memorable only for the one of the weirdest commentary lines ever by JBL. They're molesting the bull, Michael. Yeah. Seth versus Jericho was good, but not sure how into the Wyatt feud I am now that he has lost the clean at Battleground. Brie and Steph segment was brilliant. This could be the most over women's match since the days of Lita and Trish rivalry. Great crowd reactions. Steph is possibly my favorite character of 2014 so far. She's just fantastic. Good show that built to SummerSlam well, and good action as well. Raw rating 7 out of 10. Well, so those guys do a little bit of a different rating compared to us guys, but you know, everyone's entitled to their opinion. Alright, so right about now, we're going to go on a break, and just make sure you stay tuned, because we'll be back to hear more about Chad Broughton. Also, we'll be back with Shook Stunners, the Segue Weekly Poll, and Beat the Clock, Bailey versus Roxxi. So make sure you don't miss that, people.
Be sure to listen to the Sunday Segue Wrestling Podcast.
What?
Every Sunday with Kinny, Killa, and the Galdem Sugar Shugs.
Yes!
With all the news, views, and laughter that you want.
They like jet airplanes. They like long limousines.
Every Sunday, the Sunday Segue Wrestling Podcast on Podomatic, iTunes, and YouTube.
So why don't you choke on that, slap nut?
And we are back, Sunday Segue Wrestling Podcast. It's your boy Kinny Killa. It's episode 71, and I am here with Chad B. Broughton, also with Roxxi and Billy the Mark Johnson. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna go into the Shook Stunners. I mean, usually we go to SmackDown 60 seconds, but that's Shugs' shit, so I ain't gonna do that. I'm not gonna step on any toes. We're gonna do Shugs/Kinny Stunners. So, Jobber of the Week has to go to Sandow again. Just Sandow, just these things that he's doing right now is just not good. You know, he's basically being given shit and he's eating it. He's just doing as much as he can to get over. So, you know, but he's gonna be Jobber of the Week. Move of the week. What should I give? I think move of the week has to be a double RKO through the table. Yeah, that's definitely going to be my move of the week. Randy Orton steps his game up. And wrestler of the week, I think I have to give it to Stephanie McMahon. Even though she didn't wrestle, but you know, wrestler of the week, she stepped her game up. She has stepped her game up more than anyone right now on that roster. So, you know, my congrats, Stephanie McMahon. Alright, so let's go to the Segue Weekly Poll. Shugs was meant to do it last week, but the fucker messed it up. couldn't log in. I gave him clear instructions. He couldn't do that. He must have been drunk. So I'm going to do it this week. All right, so the question was, which direction will WWE book this new faction with Xavier Woods, Kofi Kingston, and Big E? And the choice of the answers were Nation of Domination 2.0, disgruntled mid-carders, or neither of the above. And what we got was, we got quite a high percentage. We got 39% of you say Nation of Domination 2.0. Then we also get 28% of you say neither of the above, and the disgruntled mid-carders was a good 33%. So we've got a big range, you know, of people kind of commenting. Let's just read some of the individual responses to this, though, before we move on. All right, so someone said neither of the above, and the comment they left was Black Evolution. This is Black Evolution, obviously. Another person said neither of the above. They said they don't think much about this WWE faction. Don't think it's going to last long or be much of a success. Someone said Nation of Domination 2.0. They said, I think that this is the best thing that they can do to kind of maximize the output of young athletic talent. This will give them an opportunity to grow in a less pressurized environment, as they are now 3 people taking on the pressure instead of just one, which I like. All right, so that's the end of that. And now it is time for the Beat the Clock trivia, the last of the round 1 matches. It is Billy versus Roxxi. So, guys, are you ready?
I'm ready.
You're ready. Roxxi, you ready?
I was born ready.
Okay.
That sounded convincing.
So, Chad, just take note, my friend. This is what we do on here. Beat the Clock trivia. We're in the phase of a tournament right about now. There's some funny stuff been happening. There's been some stipulations, some added side stipulations on a lot of the things. I mean, last week, Michael Cook, he lost and he had to buy John Cena merchandise and he has to put on pictures every day for a week of him wearing it to work or on his day off or whatever. So there's no stip with this one. I know Billy's thinking, thank God.
Yeah, I am.
So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go with Roxxi and ask Roxxi whether you want to pick set A or B questions.
I think I'm gonna pick set B.
Set B, okay. Which means, Billy, you get to choose whether you go first or not.
I'm going to go last.
You're going to go last. All right. Set B, Roxxi. Here we go. Let's tune this shit up. 3, 2, 1, go. What pay-per-view did Matt Hardy win the ECW title?
Oh, pass.
Whose finisher is the Hell Makeover?
Oh, God. Oh, pass.
Where is the Miz Bill from?
Cleveland, Ohio.
Correct. Who won King of the Ring 2001?
Triple H.
No. Keep going.
Pass.
Okay. Who did John Cena debut against?
Oh my God. Oh my God, I know this.
The time's running.
Kurt Angle.
Yeah, correct. WrestleMania 25, who was the defending World Heavyweight Champion?
Undertaker?
Nope.
Pass.
Alright. Dylan Prost is the real name of who?
Pass.
Okay, and that's it. That is it. So, you got 1, 2, I believe.
Woohoo!
Okay.
Good work. Good work.
So, Billy, you have 2 to beat. You have 2 to beat.
No.
Alright?
Okay,
So,
let's go.
In 3, 2, 1, go. What pay-per-view did Jeff Hardy finally win the WWE title?
WWE Armageddon 2008.
Correct. Whose finisher is the Long Kiss Goodnight?
Pass.
Where is Dolph Ziggler built from?
Pass.
Who won the 2000 King of the Ring?
Benoit.
No.
Angle.
Yes. Who did CM Punk debut against?
Just Incredible.
Yeah, correct. WrestleMania 25, who was the defending WWE champion?
John Cena.
Nope.
Batista.
Nope.
Chris Jericho.
Nope.
Pass.
Joseph Rudd is whose real name?
Pass.
Who did Bret Hart beat to win his only US title in WWE?
Pass.
And it is over. It is over, and Billy, I believe you have taken it down, my friend. Let's just go through the questions and see. I think Billy, you took it down. I think it was 3-2. So let's just go through Roxy's. All right, it's up for grabs as well. So, what pay-per-view did Matt Hardy win the ECW title? Anyone know?
No, sir.
Backlash 2009?
No, it was Unforgiven 2008. Whose finisher is Hell Makeover?
I don't know that one either, man.
Yeah,
Oh.
it is Rosa Mendes.
Oh.
That would be why.
Yeah. Where is the Miz build from? Cleveland, Ohio. That was correct. Who won King of the Ring 2000? It was Edge. Who did John Cena debut against? It was Kurt Angle. WrestleMania 25. Who was the defending World Heavyweight Champion? Anyone know?
Chris Jericho?
Nope.
Cena?
Nope.
Triple H?
Nah, it was Edge.
Oh, yeah.
Edge everywhere.
Whose real name is Dylan Postal, sorry. It is Hornswoggle.
Wow.
Yeah. All right, and then Billy, your questions were what pay-per-view did Jeff Hardy win the WWE title? Finally, Armageddon 2008. That was correct.
Good work, by the way, on that one.
Definitely. You could have given me Armageddon and I would have said correct anyway. Whose finisher is the Long Kiss Goodnight?
I haven't got a clue.
That one is Mickey James.
Oh.
Where is Dolph Ziggler built from?
Hollywood, Florida.
Yeah, Hollywood, Florida. He is from actually Cleveland, Ohio, when he's in Cleveland, Ohio. Which is
Strange.
Who won the 2000 King of the Ring? It was Kurt Angle. Who did CM Punk debut against? It was just incredible. To WrestleMania 25, who was the defending WWE champion?
It's Randy Orton.
Nah.
No, it's Triple H.
Yeah, Triple H. Joseph Rudd, whose real name is that?
I know this and can't remember.
I know this somewhere.
Eric Rowan. And who did Brett beat to win his only US title in?
Is it The Miz?
It is The Miz, yeah.
I don't remember that.
I know, I forget. So make sure you go onto YouTube, because when I remembered, I actually went onto YouTube and watched it, and I completely forgot. I think it was when Brett was general manager, I think. Yeah. But there you go, Billy. You have won, my friend, and you will go on to face none other than. Yeah, that's right, Darren Dyer, which is going to be one hell of a... It's going to be one hell of a match, because you guys, your knowledge is good. So that's it. The second round of quarterfinals is now there, people. It will be who is it? Mike Rodriguez versus Steve Dawson. It will be me versus Joshua Smith. It will be Shugs versus the Vicious Ranter himself, Tim Vicious, and it will be, that's right, Darren Dyer versus Billy Johnson. Yeah, for our place in the Beat the Clock semi-finals, which is definitely going to be interesting, definitely. All right, so I'm going to give this time right now to my man from the stateside, Chad B. Broughton. Time to plug your stuff. Let people know about you. Let people know about TRN. Let people know about your show, brother.
Awesome. I appreciate it, man. First of all, I want to say thank you so much for having me on here today. I've been looking forward to this for a while. I apologize. I was a few minutes late. Had a few technical difficulties to start out. But you can find me on TRN, the Talkin' Wrestling Network, actually, is what it's called. That's RASSLIN. It's the YouTube channel. Just put in youtube.com/Talking Wrestling, all one word. I have 3 shows that I'm on there, actually, with the 4th possibly coming in a few months. But I'm on the Talking NXT, which is basically my solo NXT review for the channel. I also have my show Open Turnbuckle, which will be up later today, which is basically my personal show where I get to rant and rave and tell you anything that's going on in my wacky, zany brain about WWE and professional wrestling as a whole. And also tonight, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time here in the United States, host Iman Gerard and then myself and our founder, Alex Carter, all do a show called Around the Point, which is similar to this, and we just talk about different topics in a panel-style show. You can follow me on Twitter at B_Rott, ROTT 3636. Hit me up anytime. We'll talk anything wrestling. I always say I discuss and debate, not argue. There's a huge difference between debate and argue.
Yeah,
So
I like that. Okay, so before we go, I'm not going to let you get away Chad, without doing your impressions, because it has to be done. It's usually done at the beginning, but this time it's going to be different. It's going to be done at the end. So, can you please give us your best Paul Heyman, Brock Lesnar impression, also followed by your favorite wrestler of all time and your favorite current wrestler. So, without further ado, please.
All right, let's see. Give me just a second here. I'll start out with being, I am the one behind the one in 21-1. Then I have to say, my client, Brock Lesnar.
Oh, okay. Roxxi, Billy, scorecards, please. What do you reckon out of 10?
8.
I'd give him an 8 as well, yeah, defo.
I like that. Okay, Chad, who was your favorite current wrestler and your favorite wrestler of all time?
Honestly, Triple H is my favorite of all time. Ultimate Warrior was when I was a kid, but I was a kid. Just Triple H has always been my favorite. I think he is a throwback to the 70s, honestly, and Harley Race and that. He kind of can do a little bit of everything. Currently, as wrestlers, just because I've been a mark for so long of his, would be Randy Orton. Again, I explained that earlier about with the evolution. Triple H kind of passed the torch to Randy Orton. Some others I like right now, Dolph Ziggler. I actually like Rusev. I like Swagger. There's a whole plethora of guys I like right now, but those would be my favorite of all time and currently.
Okay, nice. All right, so people, I just want to thank all of you for coming on the show. I mean, like Chad, I know it's early where you are right now, so I just want to thank you. This won't be the only time you'll be on. I will definitely hit you up again, and you will be on the show again. Hopefully to take part in a Beat the Clock as well. If I can get one of your co-hosts on as well at the same time, you guys can face off against each other. That will be amazing. So yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
My geezer, Billy. Hey, thanks again for coming on, brother.
Always a pleasure, Kenny. Thanks for having me, man.
No problem, and I will definitely hit you up with a date for your Beat the Clock, match. And obviously, Roxxi, I know you're ill. So again, thanks for coming on. Hope you will definitely be on again, obviously, because obviously we like to get the Queen of the Hills on the show. And also, holler at your boy, Big Evil Chris. Make sure you try to give me a date so I can get that boy on the show as well. So yeah, thanks, Roxxi.
No, you're very welcome. You're very welcome.
So this month's going to be a bit different, guys, because as you know, my child's been born, so I'm going to be taking a few weeks off. Shugs will be running the show with a whole host of people. Next week, it's going to be the All-Irish special show. We're going to have the lads from the Attitude Air podcast, along with Vicky Earls, with a little bit of Bingus sprinkled in too. He will be joining Shugs. Then the week after that, it will be a pre-recorded show. I had my interview with former ROH World Champion Adam Cole. He will be running that show. Also, it will be a pre-recorded show, so there'll be a little bit of tidbits going on. And then followed by that, we will have Shugs running the show with a lot of our friends, a lot of his friends, Bran Stano, Ryan Murphy, and also our brother from another mother, Jason Clarkson. So, people, thank you for listening. There will be no In the Words of this week. Just because I can do that. And it's probably just because I didn't have a lot of time to find something to do in the words of. So, as usual, if you don't like that, you can choke on that, slap nuts.